All right, what's good, boys? In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the actual fastest route to 5 to 10K per month in 2025. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what is this guy that looks like he's fresh out of college and can't grow facial hair? What does he know about making money online? Well, while I don't have those two things, I have made over 10K per month every single month online for the past 3 years straight, multiple 40K, 50K months. And while I don't know how to make millions yet, or higher than that, multi-millions, I'm pretty damn good at making 5 to 10K per month because I've done it since the age of 19, and I was even doing it while attending college. And after accomplishing that, it has allowed me to drop out of college because I hate the education system. It allowed me to move into my dream apartment, move out of my parents' house. It allowed me to have financial freedom where I don't have to look at the cost of anything and worry about that. And most importantly of all, time and location freedom where I can set my own hours and I can work from wherever I want in the world. And if that's not what you're looking for right now, that's totally cool. You can click off this video now. But if that is something you're looking for, this video is going to be perfect for you. And here's the problem with the make money online space right now. You're basically being red pilled by everyone trying to tell you to start your own business. So you have the Andrew Tates of the world, Jordan Welch, Iman Gadzhi, all these people, there's multiple more that are basically saying, they're showing off this lifestyle of having all these cars and these watches, and they're trying to convince you to start a business. That is their objective with the videos. Hey, I'm going to flex my life so you can buy my program so you can start a business. Here's the problem though. They'll tell you to go do things like drop shipping, SMMA, start your own info product, e-commerce, consulting. And there's a couple more out there, obviously, but these are the ones usually that people are talking about. There's just one problem though. The reality is, and I'll prove this to you in a second, most beginners literally do not have the skills to actually run and grow a successful business when they're getting started off. So if you look at something like dropshipping, for example, let's just start with this basic example. In order to make money with dropshipping and do good with dropshipping, you need to know how to find winning products. You need to know how to run ads. You need to know how to create content. You need to know how to create a website. And so a bunch of these business models in reality are just too complex for most beginners. They require 3 or 4 different skill sets that you need to be good at the same time in order to make them work. And genuine question for you, and I want you to think about this for a second, especially for any people watching this video who have paid money to join mentorships or courses to learn about these business models, even if it's cheap or even if it's really expensive. Have you ever wondered why most of these programs, they have a 5 to 10% success rate? Great example, look at Hustlers University. There's people that make a lot of money learning from Andrew Tate's Hustlers University, but the reality is only about 10 to 20% of people actually do really well inside of there. Why is that? That's what we need to be talking about. Why? Why is it only 5 to 10% of people actually succeed with these business models? And again, it just goes back to the premise that most beginners don't have what it takes to run a business yet. And that's what we're going to be talking about in this video, because I firmly believe that while everyone else is learning how to start their own business and be this entrepreneur, if everyone is zigging, you have to zag in order to actually make this work. And I firmly believe if you just stay away from that for a little bit of time and you lock in on what I'm about to share with you in a second, you'll be able to go back and dust all those people and do really, really well. At least that's what happened for me. Okay. So this is the premise, and I want you to write this down. If you're watching this on a computer, type this somewhere. If you're watching this on your phone, type this somewhere. If you have a notebook around you, write this down, because this is the big idea that I want you to take from this video. The amount of money that you make is directly proportional to the amount of value that you provide to the marketplace. Okay. So if you want to make 5 to 10K per month online, you have to become the person that is worthy enough to provide 5 to 10K per month worth of value to the market. There's only one way to do this, and it's by acquiring skills. And this is what most people get wrong. They're constantly looking for the next best business model, but they're not focusing on what skills can I learn so that I can become more valuable, so that I can make more money. I mean, think about it. Let's say you want to make 10K per month. That means either one person's going to have to pay you $10,000 a month. You're going to have to be really valuable to that one person, or a bunch of people are going to have to pay fractions of that, which means you're going to have to provide still a decent amount of value to all of those people at one time. You have to actually become the person worthy of making 5 to 10K per month. And this is what nobody talks about, because they're just trying to sell you on their course or their coaching program to sell you their business model. Again, the only way to provide value to the marketplace is by having high income skill sets. When you become more valuable, you can make more money. And when you have enough skills, you can make any business work. And this is the secret, guys. If you actually take 2 steps back, you ignore all these Andrew Tates, Iman Gadzis, all these people trying to tell you to start a business. You take 2 steps back, you focus on acquiring skills. I'll show you how in a second. You focus on acquiring skills, then you can go back and you can literally make any of these business models work when you have skills. Like for me, for example, I literally hate drop shipping, but I know the basics of drop shipping, and I know if I needed to make money and my only choice was drop shipping for some reason, I know I could probably make it work and grow it to at least $20,000 a month, because I have skills that I've built and battle tested over the last 4 years of trying to make money online. Okay. So again, if you're looking to get to 5 to 10K per month, the question you shouldn't be asking yourself is, and most people do, don't ask yourself, what business model do I pick to get to 5 to 10K per month? Instead, you need to ask yourself, what high income skill sets can I and should I learn so that I can become more valuable, so that I can make more money? And I promise you, if you go from this approach, it'll just be that thing, hopefully, that changes your life, especially if you've tried some of these other business models before and probably failed with them, because most people do. Again, 5 to 10% of people actually make this stuff work. So what actually is high income skill sets? If you Google this right now, you're going to get a list of all this stuff, all these different skills that Google says are high income skill sets. Now, something you got to understand is that while it's good to build a lot of these skills, some skills are going to be more important in the beginning and are actually going to create more money for you. So for example, web design. Web design is a great skill. A lot of people have it. A lot of people make money with it. But the reality is it's not a high income skill set like Google says it is, because the earning potential is not as high for a beginner. Web design is a great secondary or third skill, but it's not a great primary skill to build your entire life upon. Sales is by far the best high income skill set, and I'll prove it to you in a second. It's by far the best high income skill set that you can learn because it has the most leverage. So sales right here. And the reason why it's by far the best out of all of these, and I'm not going to compare it to every single one here, but basically when you decide to learn sales, a couple things happen. Number one, you can make a lot of money in a sales position. Basically, the way that sales works, if you don't know, you get paid on commission for every unit that you sell. So if you do really, really well and you get really, really good and you develop this skill really, really well, you make a lot of money. So that's the advantage. Whereas in a traditional 9-to-5 job, you can be the best worker in the world. You still won't get paid more than your coworker that slacks off and does nothing all day. The second thing you'll learn with sales, this is the primary benefit. The secondary benefit is having the ability to learn how to speak well. So for me, I went the sales route. I'll share with you my story in a second, but it has allowed me to actually get better at speaking, which helps me do something like this, where I'm good at making YouTube videos now. I can talk in front of the camera pretty comfortably because I know how to speak well. And this also affects public, right? This is a secondary benefit. You also talk to people and build connections when you're closing deals and taking sales calls, and there's no ceiling to your income. So it's not like a job where, you're capped at a certain amount of income. There's no ceiling to how much money you can make. And basically, sales does these premises here better than anything else. I mean, there's others like copywriting and a couple other here that still can do decent. But if you really take all these benefits, sales does it the best. Now, here's the thing. and this is like the vision for you watching this video right now, especially if you're a beginner. You should pick sales as a primary skill set, and you should lock in and really learn the skill and make a lot of money using it. Now, what about all the other skills? Well, you can still build these. It's just there's a sequence to how you should structure it. I think you should first take a primary skill, build it, get really good at it, make a lot of money with it, and then you can pick, 2 or 3 other things from this list to stack on top of that primary skill of sales so that you can really do whatever you want. For example, let's say you learn the skill of sales. You learn it, you lock in for a year, you're making 10K per month, you're doing really well with sales, but eventually you do want to run your own business and you want to go really, really big and you want to get rich. Well, then you can learn something like copywriting, and you can learn something like web design here, and you can run a web design agency where your web design, you're selling your service. Copywriting makes you better at marketing your service. And then sales, you have that skill so that you can sell really, really well. Or maybe you build your skill of leadership and you have a great business idea and you have to start off by selling. But as you start to build on more team members, then you can use leadership to scale your business even further. Again, pick a primary skill. Boom, sales. Lock in, build on it, and then you can pick 2 to 3 other high income skills that are on this list down the line once you've mastered sales. That is what I did. That's what I'd recommend for just about any beginner watching this video right now. In the beginning, build a primary skill, do it for a year, then build additional skills on top of it. So this is phase 1. Understanding this is great. If you're watching this video right now and you're like, yes, Trevor, I get it. I should do sales. Cool. Now there's another thing that we got to talk about. What kind of businesses do we actually sell in? Because you can do corporate sales, you can do door-to-door sales, you can sell HVAC, you can sell tech sales, you can do medical sales. There's a million different things. What kind of businesses or what industry do we actually do sales in? And how can we do it in a way so that we're not like pressuring people into buying shit they don't want to and being like super slimy and salesy? That's what we're going to talk about next. And this is where most people go wrong. Because again, just do a quick Google search. If you look up the top industries for sales, you'll see all of this different stuff right here. Healthcare, advertising agent, technology, finance, software sales, and sales engineer, like all this different stuff. While most of these are pretty good, and honestly, if you just want to live like an average life where you're just like working a 9-to-5 job and maybe making like 5 to 10K per month, that's okay, but you're not going to really have much time freedom or location freedom to really live the life you want to live. Like these industries really won't allow you to have all 3 freedoms. The 3 freedoms being financial, time, and location. These won't really allow you to have that. So with that being said, the industry that will allow you to get to 5 to 10K per month online so that you can have the financial freedom, but also while you can set your own hours, so you can have the time freedom, you can literally set your own hours every single day, and have the location freedom where you can literally work from a laptop you can work in Bali, you can work in California, you can work in Russia, you can work wherever you want in the world, as long as you have a Wi-Fi connection. The industry that will allow you to do this actually isn't even on this list at all. The industry that you should work in order to create this reality for yourself is the online education niche, where you're basically going in and selling courses, coaching programs that actually help people. And I'll show you what this looks like in a second. But first, why? Why not just do all the other stuff? Well, first off, you get big commissions. So a lot of these people in the online education space sell something that's $5,000, $10,000. And so when you assist somebody in selling that, or when you sell it yourself, it's so efficient because let's just say you get paid 10% of the sale as a salesperson. If you sell an item that's $10,000, you make $1,000 right there in just one sale. It's efficient. You can make big commissions that are $500 plus, not selling something cheap. And on top of that as well, if you do this right, the type of selling in this niche of the online education niche, it's pretty different because the selling you're doing is really just helping. I mean, at least that's the way that I view it, where you have people that are already interested in solving a problem with a solution, And then you basically just go in and sell an amazing solution, and then they buy it. And what happens in the online education niche is they buy it and they thank you for selling. So wouldn't it be a hassle if you were making like decent money? You didn't have any time freedom at all. You didn't have any location freedom at all. And every time you sold somebody, you felt like a piece of shit. It wouldn't be very fun. Maybe you do it for a little bit just to make a little bit of money, but it wouldn't feel very good. This selling is helping people. And on top of that as well, it's a growing industry. If you Google the online education space, basically the market projection is expected to double over the course of the next 5 years. I'll show you some examples of what this stuff looks like. But one other reason why this works so well is because you have this guy right here, who, those of you who don't know him, this guy's name is Alex Hormozi, and he's the founder of a company named Skool. I think he's worth like $100 million or whatever. But he is basically the founder of Skool, which allows people to start their own online communities. And so he is running this business where he's helping people start their own online communities. And this is creating a greater supply of online businesses that actually need salespeople in the online education niche. So that means like this is not saturated at all, which is perfect for you. Anyways, here's a couple examples of this. So Brandon Carter right here, he runs a program where he helps in-person fitness coaches start an online fitness coaching business and grow it to $10,000 a month. It's a pretty cool offer. He has 1 million followers on Instagram. And so there's a couple different ways that you can go about doing this, but this guy, he gets a ton of attention on social media. He gets a ton of people that are interested in working with him on IG, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, all these different other social media platforms. You can either do appointment setting, where you basically help him convert all of this attention into booked calls where somebody else sells the program. Or eventually, when you're skilled enough, you can be that person that takes the book calls and sells the program. Most people start off as appointment setters, and then over the course of like 6 months to a year, they transition into doing closing, where you're actually getting on the calls and selling the product. Again, I think his program is anywhere between 5 to 10K. So if you were to assist him in doing this process, you would make $500 or more every single sale that comes in roughly. Here's another example. Adam Bunnell. He's a men's online fat loss coach. So he teaches people how to get shredded, busy professional men how to get shredded. I think his program's like 3K. So every single sale, you would get like 5 to 10% of that, which would be anywhere from $150 to $300 every single sale that you assist him in doing this. And so the best part is this is really only the tip of the iceberg, because again, do this stuff. It allows you to hit 5 to 10K per month. But where this game really gets fun, to be honest with you guys, is when you first build the skill of sales. You're making 5 to 10K per month. And then, like I said earlier, you begin to stack additional skills on top of that. So you can learn content creation. You can learn copywriting. You can learn how to build tech in businesses. You can learn how to do SEO. You can learn video editing. And then like you can use this stuff to eventually start your own business, and you can crush it with just about any business when you have these skills dialed in. Every business in the world sells. You have to sell something. And so if you build the skill of sales now, you'll prime yourself up for the future when you eventually run your own business. After hitting 5 to 10K per month by just doing sales, then this is where you can transition into being what I call a scaling operator, where you can install systems in businesses, add even more skills on. But this is down the line when you have more skills. Anyways, this exact thing that I'm sharing with you, I'm not just sharing with it to you because, like it's going to help you out a ton. The reason I'm sharing it with you is because it changed my life. And I know this stuff works. I'm not just saying this because I think this is going to work for you. This worked for me, so I know it can work for you. Because just 4 years ago, actually, 4 years ago today, I was finishing up my first semester of college. And this was me in my college dorm. It literally looked like a prison cell. Freaking pipes, cold room, bunk bed, shitty desk. Like, dude, it was crazy. And the problem with college was I was forced into that path and I didn't even know what I wanted. And so what I did is I used the extra time that I had, which was only like 2 to 3 hours a day. I used that extra free time that I had while I was in college and I really locked in on this stuff. I built that skill of sales and then I started making a decent amount of money. Then I dropped out of college. Then I was still living with my parents a little bit. Then I kept improving my skills, building more value, building more knowledge. And then it allowed me to move out, live my dream life. And that's what I'm currently doing right now, where if you know anything about me or you follow me on Instagram, you know that I spend a lot of my days literally just working under one of these two cabanas right here, typing on my laptop or just doing other miscellaneous work all day. Set my own schedule. I can work here in the office or I can go down there, work by the pool. It's pretty cool. And changed my life. I wanted to change yours too. So with that being said, after going through all of this myself, I decided to start helping other people on the side go through this exact same thing. Young men between the ages of like 18 to 24 usually, help you guys get started on the same exact thing so that you can create the life that you want to live, where you have full freedom to do what you want, where you want, when you want. That's honestly the objective. I started doing that. I started teaching this system now, and I've been doing that for the last couple of months here. And we've had some pretty insane results. And in fact, all these results that I'm sharing with you are literally just over the course of the last like 2 weeks. David out of Switzerland made $500 in commissions in 2 days. Jared landed an interview with an 8K per month appointment setting position. Oaks getting some great results inside of here. Muhammad literally changing his life. I think he made $1,000 in a week doing this exact same stuff. I've got other students as well that have been crushing it, like James making 13 to 15K per month doing this exact same stuff while working a full-time job. And so what I want to do is, if this is you right now and you're kind of lost, maybe you're in college or maybe you're working a 9-to-5 job and you want to start to slowly carve out a path for yourself where you can set yourself up to eventually run your own business, but really just have the freedom to do what you want, where you want, when you want, and not have to worry about the price of stuff, then especially if you've gotten some value out of this video, I have a program for you where I can help you go through the exact same thing that I shared with you in this video that changed my life and is changing other students' lives that are no different from you, honestly. And so if you're interested in that, then what you can do is you can schedule a time in the link in the description with myself where you and I can jump on a call. I'm going to ask you some questions to see if I can even help you, because there's a good chance that I might not even be able to help you, but we'll figure that out on the call. And then if I can, I'll run you through exactly what my program and process looks like. There will be an investment to join, but I'll show you how you can make that money back pretty quickly using this exact same process. So if that's something you're interested in, you can book a call using the link below. If not, no worries at all. I totally get it. If you want to check out some more content first as well, feel free to watch some of my other videos and they should be able to help out a ton. But other than that, you guys take care. Hope you got some value out of this, and peace out.